Good morning and welcome back to another edition of Rise and Shine Yoga. I'm Paul, the owner of Oxford Yoga Studio in downtown Oxford, 18 North Washington, on the same side of the street as Red Naps. It's a snowy morning, but we're glad that you're with us this morning for another edition. So, as usual, we want to sit up tall. You can have your legs crossed. You can sit on a blanket. And we just bring your palms together at the center of the heart, close your eyes. And as we always do, we want to set an intention, a dedication for our practice. As yogis, we believe in having good thoughts and good words and good actions toward ourselves and toward others. So by having a dedication of our practice, we're really doing some really cool stuff, an offering, so to speak. This intention or dedication can be for anyone. It can be for a friend, it can be a family member. Maybe someone's battling an illness. Maybe someone's going through some turmoil in their personal life. This intention can also be for yourself. In yoga, we believe that in order to help other people, we have to really take care of ourselves, making sure that we're healthy and mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So don't feel like you're being selfish if you set an intention for yourself. But so for whatever the intention you set, we're just going to bow our chin to chest, just to seal in that intention for our entire practice, knowing that we can come back to this intention at any time during the practice. If our mind wanders, breath struggles, our body is just not cooperating in the poses. If we just kind of come back to that intention, that dedication, hopefully that will inspire us to just keep with our practice. And now we're going to start right into our yoga breath or ujjayi breath. Yoga breath is different than just our normal breathing. It's a nice inhale through the nose and an exhale through the nose. And as we exhale, we kind of constrict the back of the throat. So it's kind of like a fogging of the mirror sound. The breath is strong and audible. It's very slow and controlled. Everything we do, all the poses we do, all the movements we do, it needs to be slow and controlled. Our yoga practice, and that's what makes it a little bit different in other forms of physical activity, is that we're just very slow and controlled. We're not rushing. We're not huffing and puffing the breath. So just try to keep in mind, when your breath starts to struggle, just to come back, get it under control. So just now we're going to continue to warm up the body. So I want you to take your right hand, bring it on your left ear, and just gently bring the right ear to your shoulder, right shoulder. We're not forcing it or yanking it. We're just gently pulling it. Maybe feeling it on the left side of the neck. And then release, bring the head to center. This time take your left hand by your right ear and just gently bring your left ear towards your left shoulder. And again, you may feel it on the right side of the neck. And then release, bring your head to center. And now just gently bow your chin to chest, stretching out the back of the neck. Very gently bring your head back up. Just as an FYI, you never want to rotate your neck in a circle. Our neck's not designed to go that way. It's only designed to go front and back and then side to side. So if you notice that you're rotating your neck like that, just try to try not to do that. So I want you now to bring your right hand behind your right hip. Bring your left hand onto your right knee. And we're just going to gently twist over to the right, looking over our right shoulder, sitting up nice and tall. Our right hand, we should just be on our fingertips. So we're just kind of using it for balance. Nice, good breath. These twists are kind of golden for yoga. They're really opening up the back and really just untangling all of our muscles. They're also good at getting rid of toxins out of the body. Now come back to center. Take your left hand behind your left hip and bring your right hand onto your left knee, and we'll just twist to the left. Again, sitting up nice and tall, maybe looking over the left shoulder. And then gently come back to center. Now we're just going to roll forward into tabletop, hands and knees pose. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. Take a quick look back. If you see your feet, bring them behind your knees. So starting with a flat back, we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, round the back. Coming to a flat back, bring the big toes of your feet together, sit back on your heels, and then fold forward in the child's pose. Knees can be spread wide or they can be touching, totally up to you. Very slowly come up to hands and knees. And then make your way to a seated position. This is the end of our first segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. Maybe take a breath, get a drink of water, and then we'll come back for our next segment, continuing with our Rise and Shine Yoga practice. And welcome back to our next segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. We're going to do some standing poses. So the first one, once your feet about hip distance apart, we're going to bring our palms together at the center of the heart. We're going to inhale the arms up to the sky. And I want you to take your right hand, grab your left wrist, and then lean over to your right. So you're pushing your hips to the left, leaning over to your right, but you're still balanced on your feet. So if you find yourself off balance, just come back up a little bit. We're stretching out the left oblique area. And come back to center. This time take your left hand, grab your right wrist, lean over to your left, pushing your hips over to the right, still staying balanced on your feet. And then come back to center and release. Bring your hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. And we're just going to squeeze the shoulder blades together as we lift our gaze to the sky. We're opening up the front of the chest. and then release. Bring your hands in front of you. Interlace the fingers. Press them forward as you round the back. Really round that back. And then release. Bring the palms together. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. And this time put a really, really big bend in your knees. Let the head drop. The arms drop. If you want, you can grab opposing elbows, but you don't have to. And then release. Slowly come back up to standing. Coming up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bring your arms up to the sky. And then exhale, palms together, center of the heart. So we're going to do a new standing pose that I don't think we've done before. It's called Tadasana, or mountain pose. And what it is we just bring our arms down by our side. Our palms face forward. Hips or our feet hip distance apart. We just stand up tall, and everything's engaged. This is called mountain pose. So the core is engaged, the legs are engaged, arms, shoulders, gaze is level. You can have your eyes open or closed. Then you can open your eyes if they were closed and bring your palms together at the center of the heart. This time I want you to take a wide step, so your feet are probably going to come off the mat. You're going to bring your arms out to a T, and ideally your ankles are right underneath your wrists. So we're going to inhale, exhale the hands to the waist. Then we're going to inhale a little back bend, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Then we're going to exhale, fold forward, bring our hands down to the middle of the mat, or maybe our fingertips, or if that's too much discomfort, maybe bring the hands to the shin. You can have a slight bend in the knees. The head drop. But everything's engaged. We're strong. Then bring your hands to the waist. Very slowly come back up to standing. Arms out to a T. And then bring both feet together and the palms together at the center of the heart, the front of your mat. So now we're going to do a few balance poses, which I don't think we've done for a while. So we're going to do a few balance poses, which are really good for what I call the corridor of strength, the center of our body, the core area from the spine all the way down. So we're going to start on our left side. Really press your left foot into the mat, like you're going to press through the floor. You're going to bring your hands to the waist. And we're just going to inhale. Bring your right knee up. Maybe bring your right hand to the right knee, standing up nice and tall. Maybe opening up the knee to the right. Bringing the knee to center, taking your hands, bring them behind the right knee, bring the right knee up to the chest, and then gently release the right leg, but don't let it touch the ground. Stand up tall, toes pointed back, We're just lifting from the hips. And then release, shake it out. So now we'll do the other side. Ground the right foot into the mat, hands on the waist. We're going to inhale the left knee up. Left hand to the left knee. Open up the knee to the left. Come back to center. Take your hands, bring behind the left knee, bring it up toward the chest. And gently release, extend the left leg. Don't let it touch the ground. Left toes pulled back. We're just lifting from the hip. So we're standing up tall. And then release, shake it out. Take a quick break, and then we'll see you in our final segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. Welcome back to our final segment of Rise and Shine Yoga. We're going to finish with our seated poses. So the first one is Dandasana, or staff pose. So bring your hands right by your hips. Place the hands flat on the mat. Your legs are engaged, your toes are pulled back. You're sitting up nice and tall. Core is engaged. Gaze is level. You can have your eyes closed. And then slowly open up your eyes. So this next pose, I'm going to give you an option of reverse table or reverse plank, and I'll just show you the differences, and then you can choose which one you want to do. So reverse table, you bend your knees, you place the bottom of your feet flat on the mat, about hip distance apart. Your hands are behind your hips. We're just going to inhale, and you're just going to lift the hips up. Key here is to make sure your hips don't sag, so you want to keep them up, and so it looks like a table. And you don't have to put your head back. You can just, whatever's most comfortable. And so that's reverse table. If you want a little more of a challenge, you can do reverse plank, which is you extend your legs. Hands are behind the hips. And again, you just lift up your hips. Again, we don't want them to sag, so you're just lifting them up. So totally up to you what you want to do. So I'm going to start with reverse table, and if you want to do reverse plank, then go for it. Bend the knees, soles of the feet are flat. Then inhale, hips up. Make sure you breathe. And then gently come all the way down to the ground. So now we're going to do another pose that's good for the core called boat pose, which I think we've done several times. So there's a couple different variations and options, and got some cool stuff we can do with it. So the first one, bend your knees, place the soles of the feet flat on the mat. Bring your hands behind your thighs, and then just sit up tall. Engage the core, the legs. That's option one. Option two is you can just lift your legs up. Option three, you can extend the legs. And you can extend the arms. And then release, cross at the ankles. Bring your hands down by your hips. Just bump yourself up a little bit. Then if you want to do a little bit of some fun with that, still sitting on your tailbone, have your legs crossed, bring them up and just grab your feet. So you're like crossed like this, feet are hovering and you're holding them. Sitting up nice and tall. If you want, you can extend the legs. Then come back and cross. Come back to a seated position. And then just press yourself up. Now make your way to lie on your back. Extend the legs straight onto the mat. Keeping your left leg straight. Bend your right knee. Bring it into the chest. Really hug it in. And then gently extend your right leg straight. Now bend your left knee, bring it into the chest. Then bring both knees into the chest, rock them side to side. Bring your arms out to a T. Let the knees drop over to the right. Maybe pick your head up, take your gaze over the left shoulder. The higher you bring your knees up to the chest, the more of a twist you get. We'll bring the knees back to center. Let the knees drop over to the left. Maybe pick your head up, take the gaze over the right shoulder. Bring your gaze and the knees back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. Maybe rock side to side. And make your way to a seated position at the front of the mat. Bring your palms together at the center of the heart. Close your eyes and bow your chin to chest. Coming back to that intention that you set at the beginning of practice. I want to thank you so much for letting me lead you in your practice this morning. The light in me bows, shines, reflects the beautiful energy that is within your heart. May you have good thoughts, good words, good actions today and every day. And we will see you next week. And we end with Namaste.
At Oakland County Parks and Recreation, we value what you value: family relationships, community connections, good health, environmental stewardship, and economic stability. Oakland County residents and businesses have invested in preserving nearly 7,000 acres of parkland. Since 1966, 13 parks and golf courses have been acquired, maintained, and improved. Oakland County parks and facilities are made possible by millage funds supported by Oakland County residents. For a home valued at $200,000, the homeowner pays less than $25 per year to support the Oakland County parks. With every generation, families create lifelong memories at Oakland County's award-winning parks. From exciting summer escapades and stories around the campfire to brisk fall walks on wooded trails and snowy winter outings, the outdoors beckons year-round. It's time to get up, get out, and get going at the Oakland County parks. Active recreation options abound. Cross-country ski or mountain bike on tree-lined trails. Scale the rock climbing wall. Get your kicks with soccer at several sports fields. Row or paddle a boat on 4 picturesque inland lakes. It's an easy journey. Most parks are just a short drive away. A quick tip: all our parks and golf courses end in Oaks. To find your favorite, just go to DestinationOakland.com. Click to pick Oceans of Motion water parks at Red Oaks and Waterford Oaks, the Wint Nature Center at Independence Oaks, Teen Adventures, and even entertainment to go. When outdoor adventures on your list, there's fishing, beaches, boating, playgrounds, and seasonal hunting. The campgrounds at Addison Oaks and Groveland Oaks feel like being up north with plenty of recreation options. Want to get fit? Hit the trails. Oakland County Parks boasts more than 68 miles for strolling, walking, hiking and running, biking, or horseback riding. If the links are your lure, 5 golf courses, including premier course Lion Oaks, are conveniently located. Make Glen Oaks or White Lake Oaks your home course. Get an up-north feel at Springfield Oaks, or play a quick 9 at Red Oaks. Our recreation lineup rocks. Learn to swim. Experience an outdoor adventures camp. Take the fast track at BMX, or gain new lifelong skills. Everyone's included. Individuals with disabilities participate in dozens of adaptive opportunities, including a new fully accessible playscape, modified golf carts, and annual events. There's always something special going on at Oakland County Parks, whether it's a classic car show, the Oakland County Fair, a senior golf tournament, or the Ellis Barn Festival. Being green is an everyday practice with nature interpretive programs, wildlife habitat protection, reduction of invasive species, and stormwater management.